Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you today? This is Demetria with Vantage Point Coaching, and I'm sitting here in my little trusty corner of my room, my little sanctuary area. And I wanted to talk about the life and leadership lessons from today's impeachment vote in the House of Representatives. And I had to just get it out of my head because if I reserve it for another day, some of these thoughts will probably be fleeting and they won't be there tomorrow. But one of the main takeaways is that, and we've talked about this before, I've talked about it before, I think many have talked about it before, is that leadership does not come with a title or a position. And we have many elected officials who are just that. They're elected officials, but that doesn't make them leaders. Because leaders do the difficult things. Leaders speak truth. They speak truth to power. Leaders are accountable. And not only are they accountable for the decisions and actions that they take, but also the decisions and actions that they sanction of others. They're accountable for them. They accept responsibility for the consequences of their own actions and decisions, but also the actions and decisions of those in their charge. And so what we have seen a lot on display many years, so this is not a new phenomenon, but at this moment in time, what we witness today on display were a lot of elected officials who have abdicated their leadership position because there was no accountability, there was no responsibility, and there was no truth. And in the absence of those things, who do you look to? And so the first thing I want to encourage you to do is, lead yourself. We all have the capability, the capacity to be leaders within our own spheres of influence and within our own communities and within our own homes. So start with yourself. Are you truth-telling? Are you accountable? And do you accept responsibility for the consequences? 3 very key things. The other things about leaders is that they inspire. Yeah, they inspire. They inspire us to something greater than our own human limitations and failings. I got a lot of glare coming in these glasses. Take them off. They inspire us to something more than the limits of our own imaginations. And what we've witnessed for some time now is a lack of inspiration. A lack of inspiration to strive for something greater and better than ourselves. A lack of inspiration for the common good, and a lack of inspiration for common decency, and a lack of inspiration for our shared humanity. We haven't been inspired in any of those areas. We have been encouraged to fear. We have been encouraged to feel loyalty. And it is just not the tenets of good leadership. So I say to you, how are you leading? What are your life lessons? And how are you going to do things differently? How are you going to speak truth? And while your truth and my truth might be different in how we experience things, the facts are the same. How about that? The facts are the same. How we experience them and our truth about our experience about them might be different. So let's say that. But are you speaking that truth? Are you open to hearing the truth of someone else? Are you inspiring? Are you accountable? And do you accept the consequences? Are you responsible and accept the consequences? Not just of yourself, but of those in your charge. So those are some of the life and leadership lessons that I've gotten out of today as I played the hearing in the background and listened to some of the things that were said and just kind of just left it there. But those are some of my key takeaways. What about you? I'd love to hear from you. So comment on this. Hit me up in the DMs if you want to start a conversation. But I'd love to have a conversation about these life and leadership lessons. Take care. Bye-bye.